Hello everyone, my name is Charles Fratantoni and I'm with HomeSmart and I'm your local real estate expert here in Scottsdale. And today we're breaking down the latest numbers and trends in the real estate market that you need to know right now. Whether you're thinking about buying, selling, or just keeping an eye on your biggest and most important investment, this market update will give you the insight you need to stay ahead. We'll cover current home prices, inventory levels, buyer and seller activity, and what the data means for your next move. If you want to stay on top of the market each month, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment letting me know if you think it's a buyer or a seller's market. Now, we get our data from the Cromford Market Report, which is a highly respected real estate market analytics service focused on the greater Phoenix area, including Maricopa and Pinal counties. It provides real-time, hyper-local housing data used by realtors, investors, lenders, and analysts to determine and predict market trends. The Cromford Market Index, or CMI, is a proprietary real estate indicator created by the Cromford Report to measure the balance of supply and demand in the greater Phoenix housing market. It's widely used by agents, brokers, and investors to assess whether the market favors buyers, sellers, or is balanced. It's based on real-time MLS data from the Arizona Regional Multiple Listing Service, the service all realtors in the Valley use. Now, if the number is 110 or above, it indicates a seller's market, where demand is high relative to supply and prices are rising. If the number is 90 to 110, it indicates a balanced market where supply and demand are relatively even. If the number is 90 or less, it indicates a buyer's market where supply exceeds demand and prices are under pressure. If the number is at 100, it's a neutral market, exactly balanced and really rare. We'll start with the numbers for area that the Arizona Regional Multiple Listing Service covers, which includes Maricopa County, the majority of Pinal County, and a small part of Yavapai County. This will give us a broad overview of the larger market. Then we'll drill down to our 17 biggest individual cities and we'll tell you who's selling and who isn't, and who's in a buyer's market and who's in a seller's market. Let's dive in. There are currently 24,475 active listings in the greater Phoenix metro area. That's down 1,544 listings from last month, which is nice, but to put it in context, it's up 26% from last year's 17,943 active listings. That is a big increase. This number does not include listings that are currently under contract. And a big part of this month's drop of active listings is due to frustrated sellers pulling their houses off the market. Data shows the canceled listings are up 42% from a year ago. 42% is a big number. Now, in the greater Phoenix metro area, there are currently 4.4 months supply of houses for sale. That means if no additional houses came on the market, it would take 4.4 months to sell off what we currently have listed for sale. Now, that number is up 19% from just 30 days ago. There are currently 4,380 pending listings, meaning listings under contract where most, if not all, contingencies have been met. Contingencies like home inspection completed with repairs and credits agreed upon, or written financing approval, etc. There are 7,408 listings under contract. We sold 5,495 houses in the last 30 days, and that's a 23% drop from last month's 7,125 homes sold. Now, some of that could be seasonal. As the temp rises, sales usually fall in Arizona. This month's average days on market is 83 days, and that's up 5 days from last month's 78 days on market. The listing success rate, which is how many houses listed for sale actually sell, is 61.2%, and that's down from last month's 66.8%. That is a sad number. Only 6 out of 10 listed houses sold. So, Mr. Charlie, are there any positive numbers to report? Well, yes, there are. The average sales price versus percent of listing price is up, meaning that sales price for houses this month are up at 97.25% of their asking price, which is slightly better than last month's 97.15. Also, our sales per year are up to 72,357 to date over last month's 71,916. Now, as challenging as this sounds, not all cities are suffering. We discussed the Cromford Market Index earlier, where a city score of 110 or above indicates a seller's market, 90 to 110 relatively balanced market, and a number of 90 or less indicates a buyer's market. The Cromford report gives the Greater Phoenix metro area a CMI number of 73.7, indicating a relatively strong buyer's market. So if you're buying, things are looking pretty good. Now this number covers quite a large area, but that's just an average of all 17 of the Valley's largest cities. Not all cities in the Greater Phoenix area reflect this same number. In fact, there are 4 cities that show they are in a buyer's market. One of them, a very strong buyer's market with a CMI number of 171.8. Where are they? Well, here are the top 4. Number 4 is Glendale, Arizona, with a CMI of 104.4. It's up 6% from last month's 98.8 CMI. Glendale has 548 active listings with 133 pending and 239 listings under contract. The average square foot of sold houses in Glendale is 1,977, and the average monthly sales price of a Glendale home is $497,906. Glendale home sellers are getting an average of 98.27% of their asking price. Their listing success rate is 73.9%, well above the average. Number 3 is Fountain Hills, Arizona, with a CMI of 107.7, and that's down 5% from last month's 112.8 score. Fountain Hills has 124 active listings with 21 pending and 38 listings under contract. The average square foot of a sold house in Fountain Hills is 2,697, and the average monthly sales price of a Fountain Hills home is $1,031,461. Fountain Hills home sellers are getting an average of 96.36% of their asking price. Fountain Hills has a listing success rate of 42.9%, which is below the 61.2% average rate. Number 2 is Chandler, Arizona, with a CMI of 113. It's up 4% from last month's 108.4 score. Chandler has 547 active listings with 135 pending and 231 listings under contract. The average square foot of sold houses in Chandler is 2,286, and the average monthly sales price of a Chandler home is $648,198. Chandler home sellers are getting an average of 97.65% of their asking price. Chandler's listing success rate is 74.8, and that is above the average. Number 1? Well, number 1 is the king of the luxury market, Paradise Valley, Arizona, with a whopping 171.8 CMI score. Their score is up 39% from last month's score of 123.9. Paradise Valley has 104 active listings with 15 pending and 29 listings under contract. The average square foot of a sold home in Paradise Valley is 5,510, and the average monthly sale price of a Paradise Valley home is, you ready for this? $4,451,870. Paradise Valley homes are getting an average of 93.33% of their asking price. Now on the downside, only 31.9% of their listings have sold. That's only 3 in 10. That's well below the Phoenix Metro average of 61.2%, but there are many fewer buyers when you get up into that luxury stratosphere. Well, folks, those are the highs, but what about the lows? Here are the 4 areas currently at the bottom of the list in the Phoenix metro area. It makes sense that these areas are the farthest eastern and western suburbs of the Phoenix metro area. Now, number 4 is the town of Surprise, Arizona, with a CMI of 61.3, and that's down 3% from last month's score. Surprise has 1,207 active listings with 269 pending and 368 listings under contract. The average square foot of sold houses in Surprise is 2,015, and the average monthly sale price of a Surprise home is $459,670. Surprise home sellers are getting an average of 98.79% of their asking price. Surprise listing success is a rate of 65.3, which is barely above the average. Number 3 is Queen Creek, with a CMI of 60.6, no change from last month's score. Queen Creek has 1,257 active listings with 336 pending and 492 listings under contract. The average square foot of houses sold in Queen Creek is 2,302, and the average monthly sale price for a Queen Creek home is $565,273. Queen Creek home sellers are getting an average of 98.49% of their asking price, and their listing success rate is 71.2%, which is above the average. Second to last is the town of Maricopa with a CMI of 50.1, and it's down 5% from last month's score. Maricopa has 648 active listings with 140 pending and 193 listings under contract. The average square foot of houses sold in Maricopa is 2,046, and the average monthly sale price for a Maricopa home is $371,704. Maricopa home sellers are getting an average of 99.63% of their asking price, and their listing success rate is 64.6, just above the average. And at the bottom, the worst performing area is Buckeye, Arizona in the far West Valley. It has a dismal score of 49.9, which hasn't changed in the last 30 days. Buckeye has 854 active listings with 228 pending and 324 listings under contract. The average square foot of houses sold in Buckeye is 2,060, and the average monthly sale price is $466,350. Buckeye home sellers are getting an average of 98.2% of their asking price, and their listing success rate is 73.2%, which is above average. Well, there you have a very current snapshot of the real estate market in the greater Phoenix area. This info can give you some insights and help us write the offer or set the sale price with the best chance of success based on the current data. The Cromford Report is the most comprehensive and detailed information out there, and we can actually drill down to your specific zip code for this type of data. So if you're curious about how your specific area is performing, reach out or drop us a comment and I'll get the info right over. This is Charles Fratantoni with HomeSmart. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.